Welcome, Mr. Uday Vijayan.
Thank you.
Mr. Vijayan,
Yeah.
Mr. Vijayan, before you pose questions to Mr. Chengappa, let me ask you, how have you coped up with your life after the tragedy, particularly after your son's loss?
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious that it's not easy. And primarily I had two options in front of me and my wife. And the option was either we hid ourselves from the world and, faced our own issues within the four walls of our home. Or the other was to actually reach out to families who are in similar situations, or prevent, or hopefully try and help prevent another situation of this kind to happen. And in some way, to sum up, I think we channelized our grief into something more positive in the formation of Beyond Carlton. So that was an explanation.
That is really good. I think we appreciate that, Mr. Uday. Has the government fulfilled all the promises that were made at that time?
Well, yes, to some extent, but not all. They had made a promise in the area of compensation. They fulfilled the compensation that was announced for the deceased. But as far as the injured were concerned, the injured who are part of Beyond Carlton, we still realize that some of them haven't got their compensations. And we have raised it a couple of times with the government and said that you had committed this, but it still hasn't been paid, but we haven't found solutions to that.
Mr. Vijayan, what exactly does Beyond Carlton does?
When we set up Beyond Carlton, we were very clear that our focus would be on two areas. One would be accountability towards what happened at the accident. Also, to try and get authorities who are involved in fire safety to get more accountable in what they're meant to be doing. And which is where, as you may be aware, we had filed a PIL in the High Court, and there was some fairly strong legal issues that came out of it, or let me put it this way, there were strong laws that came into being post the PIL. On the other hand,
notification has been issued now because
absolutely.
of that.
As of
Yes.
7th July, with the help of the fire department and emergency services, some fairly stringent laws have come into being as of 7th of July of this year. Besides that, the second area of focus was really around creating awareness. One lesson we've learned is that there's a huge apathy towards anything to do with fire or fire safety. Most people believe it won't happen to me or to you or to anybody else until it happens. And which is where we felt that in one way it could be a very boring issue. So how do you make it something that is a little more important, at the same time people relate to it? And which is where we are running a parallel campaign around awareness. We currently are running a fairly interesting campaign on Radio Indigo too, where we've got well-known Bangaloreans who come forward to support our cause. We have Anil Kumble, we have Justice Santosh Hegde, and we have Ramesh Arvind, who's a well-known Kannada actor, whom we'll be using in Kannada radio channels too, to propagate fire safety measures. The belief being that at the end of the day, it's very easy to turn around and say the fire department didn't come on time or the fire department didn't do this. But what are you doing as an average citizen to get sensitized to your own surroundings? For example, if you see a fire exit door locked, what have you done about it? I mean, the fire department can come only after there is a fire. They can't come and do anything when there's a problem there. Or if, for example, there's a fire extinguisher that's expired in a mall, what do you do about it? So a lot of these well-known Bangaloreans are now coming and passing on these public service messages to sensitize the public, saying that you need to be aware. If you see fire exit signage going into a wall, what are you meant to be doing about it? Go out and complain. That's really what the messages that we will be airing on Radio Indigo and other channels now will really talk about.
This is Beyond Carlton what is doing now.
Absolutely, that's what we are.